Hey guys, we're back on my channel. We're here with another banger, banger, banger. You already know. And today we are going to be talking about my 2020-2021 Premier League predictions. So, I'm trying to see how I can do it, but it's kind of difficult. So, I'm gonna have to try and edit, but we'll see how this video turns out. Tell me in the comments below, if you guys would like me to do more, and let's get right into the video. 20th, Fulham. I think Fulham will probably finish 20th because honestly, Mitrovic, I don't know if like he's a good striker, but I don't know if he can lead them. They haven't made good signings. We don't know much about Scott Parker. What can he bring to them? Um, you know, I think he might get sacked. Their old manager, when he came into the Premier League, they waited. That didn't turn out too great. So I ultimately think they'll get relegated in the end. Sorry Fulham fans, but you guys haven't done enough in the transfer window to warrant me saying you guys will stay up. But hey, who knows? Maybe you guys do some business and maybe you guys stay up. 19th, West Brom. Honestly, I think you guys are gonna go down right back down again. You guys showed tremendous fight in the championship. You guys have some really good players, but I think you guys haven't done enough, in the transfer window. Slaven Bilic, I think he's a good manager, Um, you've got Charlie Austin, but he's pretty old now. I don't think he can really do it in the Premier League. So where are you gonna get your goals from? Um, you've also brought in what's his name? I think it's Callum Robinson. That guy. He's a good player. He played for Sheffield. But can he do it in the Prem? We'll have to wait and see. But you guys are just gonna have to adapt. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys stayed up. But it's gonna be difficult. You guys said Grady Diangana, but uh, yeah, I think he'll do pretty good. But I think if you guys go down, I think he will probably leave. 18th, Crystal Palace. Okay, this one might seem like a shock, but I just think Crystal Palace, they haven't done enough in the window. They have Roy Hudson. I think he's kind of washed up. He helped you guys, save from relegation a couple seasons ago. But I think he's just past it now. I think when they sack him, it'll probably be too late. They're probably gonna lose Wilfred Zaha, which will, cause a lot of like uncertainty. Yes, they've signed Batshuayi. I think he'll bang in some goals for them. They've signed Ebere Eze, two very prominent, very exciting players at Palace. But I don't know if that's enough. Ebere Eze is not proven in the Premier League yet, but he's an exciting player. But we have to see what he can do. We don't know what he can do yet. So I just think like if you add all those things up, I think that they're not gonna stay in the Prem, but maybe I'm wrong, they have some good players, they've got a good goalkeeper, they've got Gary Cahill, but I just feel like their time is up in the Premier League. 17th, Aston Villa. Honestly, it was hard choosing between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, who would go down, but I ultimately chose Crystal Palace. I think it will come down to Jack Grealish whether he stays. Right now I haven't really been seeing him linked with other teams. Trezeguet too, he was really important for you guys towards the back end of the season. John McGinn, it's just those players that are gonna lead you guys. If you guys want to stay in the Prem, I think they might, but that depends if Zaha leaves. it looks like they're probably gonna bring in Emiliano Martinez. But I think Dean Smith will probably get sacked. I hope not, but I just don't see it. I don't see him going through the whole season. I think they'll go through a rough patch. Then they'll probably sack him, bring somebody else in, and then he'll get some results and they'll just scrape by and just be saved. Just be saved for one more season, and then they might go down the next season after that. 16th, Brighton. I think Brighton will finish 16th again. They have Leonardo Trossard. They have Neil Mope. They've got Aaron Colony, this guy. Um, they've got a good manager, Graham Potter. They loaned out Glenn Murray to Watford. Um, Also Lewis Dunk, he signed a new contract. That was crucial for them because he was linked with Chelsea. And he signed a new 5-year contract. Shane Duffy got loaned out to where was it? Celtic. But that's because they brought in Ben White. They have Solly March. They have some good players. They've got a good manager and they play some good football. They're interesting to watch. And I think they'll stay up. So yeah, they've been in the they've been in the Premier League for like what 4 seasons now or something. So they know their way around the league now. 15th, Burnley. Again, I'm gonna have to bring this up. They haven't done much in the window. They have good players, James Tarkowski, but he might be going to West Ham. Chris Wood, he got double digits in the Premier League last season, if I'm not mistaken. Dwight McNeil, uh, he's a wonder kid. Old school winger. They've got Nick Pope. He could become the England #1. With Jordan Pickford performing how he was last season. Sheesh. Oof. Sean Dyche, he always wants his team to play with grit. He wants his team to be rough, aggressive, like old school. So yeah, I think they'll probably have a back year because of the new teams that are coming into the Prem and the new players that are coming into the Prem. It's gonna be more competition. So I think they'll finish 15th. 14th, Newcastle. So why I put Newcastle 14th is because they had a really good window, probably maybe like third in um in just behind Chelsea and Everton. They've got John Shelvey, Matty Longstaff, Sean Longstaff. They've got a good goalkeeper in Dubravka. They've got Jamal Lewis, who's their captain. They've got Miguel Almiron. They have a lot of really good players. They brought in Steve Bruce. Really did a good last season with them. Joelinton scored like 2 goals in the restart. We've got Alan St. Maximin, who's really exciting for them right now. They brought in Jamal Lewis, who wasn't too great last season for Norwich, but hey, he's young. He's got time to improve. They brought in Ryan Fraser. Um, 2 seasons ago, he had a really good season. So they're gonna be hoping that he can bring back that form. They also brought in Callum Wilson. He'll probably bag at least 10 goals. We all know what he can do. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot from them. Um, let's see what they can do. 13th, West Ham. So why I chose West Ham as 13th is because they came off a pretty bad season last season, almost got relegated. Felipe Anderson isn't performing, Lanzini isn't performing. Um, David Moyes did a really good job last season keeping them up. They signed Tomas Suchek, or have you pronounced that? I don't know. But yeah, I think that they're gonna rediscover their form maybe in the middle of the season or the end of the season. I think David Moyes can do maybe something good with that team. Maybe Sebastian Haller will come. Um, and I just watched. This video came a little bit after that Arsenal performance. I think they were the better team. And yeah, that was a pretty promising game for them. And I think they could do decent, but maybe not too well. But I'm probably wrong on this one. 12th, Sheffield United. This one might be a shocker. Sheffield United, I think their performances dropped after the restart. They haven't made many big name signings, I think. Chris Wilder, I think he's a good manager, but I think the performances are just gonna drop. And yeah, that's what I think. They're gonna have a down year from last year. But I think that's still a pretty good season for them. And yeah. 11th, Leeds United. I think Leeds will get 11th. The finish mid-table may be a little bit lower. I think Bielsa is a good manager. Just high praise from everyone that's worked with him. And Leeds look like an exciting team, but they have defensive concerns, so maybe they could have reached maybe the top 8. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch if they had a better defense, but from what I've seen, they don't really have a good defense. Patrick Bamford, I think he's gonna struggle for goals. He's only that goal against Liverpool was only his second goal in the Premier League that he's had. He's played for Middlesbrough, I think Burnley, right? And yeah, I think he's gonna struggle for goals this season. But they'll get their goals from elsewhere. Um, and yeah, I think they'll struggle as the season progresses, but they have to get their points now, I think. 10th, Southampton. I think Southampton will end up in mid-table. They have a pretty good side. They have Dennings, Nathan Redmond, and plenty of other good players like James Ward-Prowse, Kyle Walker-Peters, who looks good. I think Dennings will have a down year. I just don't see him bagging 22 goals again. But I think he'll still maybe score 15 goals to 17 goals. They haven't made much big transfers in the transfer market. They sold one of their key players in Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to Tottenham on the cheap. But they had a really good season last year. They lost 9-0 to Leicester City, of course. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. But they bounced back pretty good, you know. They beat my team, Manchester City. No, they didn't beat Man United, but they got a good result from that. So yeah, I think they'll have a pretty good season again. 9th, Wolves. Another shocker. I just think that they've sold too many of their key players like Diego Jota. I mean, he was becoming a bench player because of Daniel Podence. He came in and started doing better, and Diego Jota was inconsistent, but he went to Liverpool for 45 million pounds. That's still I think it's a they what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. But I think that they should have sold him. But for that money, maybe. Apparently they were looking to sell him. But yeah. And they sold Matt Doherty. He looks like a good player to me. But maybe not that good defensively. But they're looking to sign Nelson Semedo. So for 30-40 million, and I don't think that's a good replacement. Maybe in the system that they're playing, I'm not sure. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. But I think they're just gonna take a back step, and I think Fabio Silva, they signed him for a lot of money, but he's unproven. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think they're gonna take a step backwards. 8th, Leicester City. I think Leicester will have a down year too, maybe. Um, at the end of the season, last season, they weren't playing as good. They also rely on Jamie Vardy, and I'm not sure how good he will be, this season. I think he's gonna have a down year, Unfortunately, I think the age will just be too much on him and he'll just start declining, because a lot of his game relies on pace, and as you know, as age um as age goes on, the less faster you become. So I think that will have an effect on them. um but they signed Timothy Castagna. He looks like a good player so far. They've gotten off to a pretty good start. But I just think that there's just maybe too much competition for them to be competing for the European spots again. Seventh, Tottenham. Uh, I think Tottenham have been too inconsistent. Um, we all know Harry Kane's injury record. He always seems to be injured at the worst moments. But they've signed Sergio Reguilon. He looks like an exciting player from what I've seen of him. And I think Jose Mourinho doesn't play the best football. They signed Gareth Bale. We know what he can do. Well, maybe not anymore. We haven't seen him play for quite a while. Um, and we know his injury track record, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he could bring into that Tottenham side. But I that top six just looks too tough right now for Tottenham to get into it. Sixth, Everton. Okay, maybe I'm a little too early to be saying this, but I think Everton look really good so far. We'll see if they can keep it up. Um, they have Richarlison, they have Calvert-Lewin who's banking in the goals, James right in behind them, Alan, Doucouré, that's just, ooh, spicy, spicy, spicy. Yeah, they have Jordan Pickford is not in good form. I don't know what happened to him. But they look like a really exciting team. We'll see if they can be consistent, if they have the squad depth, to keep it up. But I think that Everton will surprise a lot of people, and I think they'll break into that top six this season. But we've seen this before. Everton, like, they've just been exciting people all the time. Oh, Everton are gonna break into the top seven, top six this season. Then they're in a relegation battle. Man. Fifth, Man United. Okay, come at me, Man United fans in the comments. I don't care. I do not care. I do not. I think that you guys are just too inconsistent. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a good enough manager. I think that he's gonna struggle and he'll be found out this season. He will be sacked. He will be sacked. Mark my words this season. I think he will be sacked this season. I think that they're gonna struggle for consistency. They signed Donny van de Beek. He looks like a really good player. We'll see how that works out with him. Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. We'll see. Maybe that works out, maybe not. I don't know. But I think they'll finish fifth. There's just too much going on in the top four. I think they'll have a down year this season. Fourth, Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal fans, this will be the year you guys finally break into the top four once again. I think you guys have made some really good signings. Mikel Arteta is doing really good over there. Aubameyang just signed a new contract. Awar and Thomas Partey might be coming to you guys. Nicolas Pepe, I think he's getting used to football in the Premier League. You guys signed Gabriel, Willian. They look like two really good players. And yeah, I think you guys are looking pretty good right now. Oh, yeah, third Chelsea. You guys already saw it. Um, so I think Chelsea will finish third. They signed some good players like Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Thiago Silva. Not all of them have played yet. Um, but they look pretty good. I think, um, with the signings that they've made, well, not yet. Kai Havertz hasn't gotten adjusted yet to Premier League football. But I think, just wait. I think that we're just rushing it a bit too much. And I think that they'll have a good season. Second, Liverpool. Okay, call me biased. Okay, whatever. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. Liverpool are an amazing squad. They have amazing players. Mo Salah, Van Dijk, Mane, Trent Alexander-Arnold. But I don't think they have enough depth in their squad, and I think that this is gonna be a long, tough, hard season coming. They signed Thiago. I don't even remember how to say that guy's name, from Greece, from Olympiacos. Um, but I think they'll have a good season. But the determination, that hunger to win their first title, it won't be there as much. So I think they'll have a down year. First, Manchester City. Again, call me biased. I don't care. Okay, I think if Manchester City sign a new world-class center back, we will win the league. That is what I honestly think. If we don't, I think that we might not. But we signed Ake, so maybe he'll be partnered with Laporte. We'll see if that works. I don't know yet. Hopefully it does if we don't sign a new center back. Pep Guardiola, we don't know what's happening with his contract extension. Aguero's injured, so it's not going great so far. But at the time of recording, we just beat Wolves 3-1. We signed Ferran Torres, Nathan Ake, both pretty young players. Um, Good young players who have good potential, and yeah, I'm excited for what we can do. Also Kalidou Koulibaly is not looking like likely anymore. I mean, talks are still ongoing, but it's not looking too likely that the deal is gonna happen. We've been linked with Jules Koundé in the past few days. We'll see what that happens, whether that happens. But yeah, guys, that was my 2020 Premier League, 2020-2021 Premier League predictions. Tell me in the comments below what's your predictions. Tell me if, like, I'm just dumb. Like, just tell me that. Maybe um maybe like you guys have other suggestions for like maybe like the top scorers. I can do that. This took a long time to make. Sheesh, that took a long time, especially now that I'm back in school. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you also like and share. And yeah, I hope you guys.